leaking top insider stock trades every day until they stop us, September 3rd. Remember, 90% of insider trades are totally useless. We are trying to find those handful of high signal, unusual, unscheduled insider trades that can make us some money. Let's dive in. The CEO and CIO at Triple Point Venture Group continue to buy the stock with another $1.4 million in purchases. They've now bought over $6.3 million of the stock in the last couple of weeks, and the stock is up about 8% since we first started seeing them buy back in mid-August, but they just continue to buy. Another stock where we saw insider buying in yesterday's video is Summit Midstream, and Connect Midstream just bought another $550,000 after we found them buying $2.5 million in yesterday's video. You'll remember that this stock has had no insider buying ever, but it did have a ton of insider selling at the end of last year / beginning of this year before the stock fell almost 50% in the next 6 months. And now we've got Connect Midstream stepping in and buying the dip, so we'll see how that goes. I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to see them accumulate stock down at these stock prices, and with any 10% owner like this, it's definitely a much longer term play, so no real need to rush in as they're not buying and selling stock very frequently. This is going to be a longer term buy and hold, and we'll see if they continue to buy. We also found the CFO and CEO at the Cooper companies buying almost $300,000 of the stock after the stock is down over 30% in the last 6 months. This is the first time we've ever seen either one of them buying the stock, but we have seen some insider purchases at the Cooper companies before, which came at the end of 2018 and in the middle of 2020, which both the timing worked out very well. So let's see if that happens again here. Now onto the insider sales. Liquidia is up over 60% in the last month after really strong Yutrepia numbers after its launch. Obviously, one of the main tenets of the stock market is that stocks with momentum tend to continue to have momentum. So it's always very risky to try to sell or especially short stocks that have really strong momentum. But we do see the chief medical officer, chief business officer, and a director all selling over $20 million of the stock total after this stock pop. These sales are notable because this $20 million of insider selling is over 10 times more selling than we've ever seen at any specific point in this company's history. Also, the director that sold has made over 30 purchases in a row with 0 sales before, and then now is suddenly selling over $18 million of the stock after this pop. The chief risk officer at the Lending Club just started her second ever 10b5-1 plan. Obviously, 10b5-1 plans mean the sales are scheduled. The only other time she instituted a 10b5-1 plan was back in early and mid 2022 when the stock fell from $45 down to $12. So obviously she timed that 10b5-1 plan out very well. And finally, a director and the COO at Semtech just sold $200,000 of the stock in unscheduled sales. The director has only sold the stock one time before, and that was in December of last year, and the stock fell 50% in the next 3 months. Find all the top insider trades at CEOWatcher.com.